Okay, so today we got more evidence that our government is lying to us about the state of the economy and people's abilities to make a living. So I want to talk to you about that and give you some solutions if you're one of those people who are struggling. So let's get right to it. Okay, so if you listen to the government, everything's fine. There's nothing to worry about, nothing to see here. There's no real inflation, and we're not in a recession. Well, these people obviously do not do their own grocery shopping. They do not put gas in their car. These are elitists who have no clue what the day-to-day life is like for most Americans. So let's talk about an article today that's out of Zero Hedge. Number of Americans able to afford $400 surprise bill slides in era of Bidenomics. As inflation and economic uncertainty crush American households, only 46% of adults have emergency savings to cover $400 in expenses in the third quarter. That is 2 percentage points lower than survey results from the second quarter. As it appears, the financial well-being of consumers is deteriorating. The share of U.S. adults who said they would cover a $400 emergency expenses with cash or equivalents dropped by 2 percentage points from the previous quarter to 46%. A majority of the 11,000 adults surveyed said they would either need to depend on debt or be unable to cover an emergency expense. 35% of respondents said that they would need to use at least some debt. That is steady from the previous quarter, while an increasing share, 19%, said they would not be able to pay it at all. And here they give some more details from the survey, but let's scroll down a little bit. The reality is, a $400 emergency expense for the working poor is nearly impossible to pay, while borrowing rates are at 2-decade highs. Meanwhile, high earners were more than twice as likely as low-income folks to pay the emergency expense with cash or cash equivalents. And here they break it down. So in this article, obviously what they're referring to is the number of people who can manage to pay a $400 emergency expense with cash or cash equivalents. And they're saying that here that the number of people who can manage to pay for an emergency with cash on hand continues to decline. Listen, if you're one of those people who are worried about being able to handle an emergency expense, or, if you're just worried, if you're stressing out about being able to handle your day-to-day expenses, you need to find ways to establish other streams of income, right? And Rob and I talk incessantly about the need for establishing streams of passive recurring income. And we have 3 or 4 programs that we could introduce you to immediately to help you start making money online. Now, these are programs that you could do without having to quit your other job. So make the decision to get started today. Reach out to either Rob or me, and let's get you set up. Ed Anderson, live from Minnesota, signing out.
Copy that.